Our mission is to stop an eco-terrorist from blowing up the biggest natural gas pipeline in North America.
Well, then you're going to the wrong city. The biggest natural gas pipeline isn't in New Orleans. It isn't even in America. It's the NGTL system in Canada.
I'm not too worried about some drum-circling hippie tree hugger.
That's drum-circling hippie tree huggerist.
And how will we achieve mobility? Huh?
An
airboat, Lana. Just like Burt Reynolds in White Lightning.
Yeah, except airboats weren't used in White Lightning. Those were just speedboats.
Not to mention Gator,
Archer.
which, even though it's the sequel, I think is actually the stronger of the two films.
Sorry, Archer. Plenty of sequels are arguably better than the original. Empire Strikes Back, Blade 2, Aliens, Terminator 2, but Gator definitely isn't one of them.
So for the love of God, woman, go make me a fresh batch of hurricanes.
Speaking of the drink, this drink is twice the size of Archer's hand. No airline would serve a drink that large. Think of the storage space these glasses alone would take up. Where are you going to stow those tiny bags of disgusting Biscoff cookies if you need to load a box of these huge glasses?
It's the only section above ground, so if Gray wants to attack our pipeline...
You'll have to do it there.
Not necessarily. Natural gas pipelines are typically only buried 18 inches underground. It'd be child's play to dig that up and access another attack point anywhere else along the pipeline.
Can I get the oyster po' boy and just like a side of crawfish etouffee? Because I'm not sure if I'm going to like it.
Thinking that there's a chance in New Orleans hell that you would prefer an oyster po' boy to crawfish etouffee. Have you ever tasted heaven, Archer? Because when you take your first bite of the crawfish, you fucking will. Also, they're crawdads, Archer. Crawdads. Didn't you watch Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island? No? Am I the only one who remembers that movie?
Huge tax credits from that hippie Democrat Congress just for making a few simple changes around here.
Well, a lot of these aren't so simple.
What is simple, though, is this unfunny B-plot about the rest of the gang at ISIS changing light bulbs and toilets. It's okay to just have an episode focus on the much funnier swamp escapades of Archer and Lana. We can catch up with Cyril and Pam and everyone else in the next episode. This sink survives this.
Should have called first, because that's the only airboat around for 50 miles, and it run up.
There's only one airboat available to rent for 50 miles of wetland, where one of the biggest money-making markets would most likely be airboat rentals. Yeah, that makes logical sense, and doesn't just seem convenient for this specific storyline to work.
Some damn guard dog you is. Annie? Annie!
Oh, good, and they killed this dog off for humor?
That bathroom's like a war crime.
Thing someone yells every time we order Arby's for lunch somehow makes it into the episode. Also, I'm going to go ahead and slap Krieger with 3 sins for randomly making a single letter of his name lowercase. Our captionists are not amused.
Seriously, Lana, this must be what it's like to have sex with me.
How could an airboat be selfish?
Lana would be the most proficient at airboat sins.
Lana, I'm not gonna blow the...
Character is saying they aren't going to do something, but before they can finish their sentence, the thing they said they weren't going to do is done. Cliché.
Yeah, back then Hollywood was pretty weird about the whole race thing.
Acting like this wasn't still the case when this episode aired in 2011, or for that matter, in 2024.
But the slightest reduction of power to my lab could put lives at risk.
Lives of what? A few lab rats?
Krieger's clones somehow still have a better origin story than Snoke.
You didn't bring any water?
Putting Archer in charge of packing the cooler. They didn't have room to bring water, but they had enough room to carry enough bandages to cover up Lana's giant hands.
Because dry ice is something crazy, like negative 100 degrees.
Which is all the bullshit, because having all that dry ice without a plastic barrier would have shattered your glass beer bottles. Drinking alcohol after being shot up with morphine.
Fur is murder!
Saying fur is murder instead of fur is furder. Okay, maybe I'm the only one who that would make happy, but I'm the one doing the sinning, so...
You're really not scared, are you?
No.
Then how would you like a job?
Episode expects me to believe that Archer had never heard the story about how Lana got her job at ISIS, and I do not believe you, episode.
Come here, fishy, fishy.
I'm now curious what Archer saw in the water that allowed him to mistake giant alligator for a little fish.
Lana? Lana? Lana!
Lana.
6%? Really?
Being surprised by the potency of the alcohol in Louisiana. You can get drunk off the air in New Orleans.
Not to mention a dangerous eco-terrorist.
Holy shit, totally forgot about him.
To be fair to Archer, I think the writers did too.
Not here, but in the Everglades.
That's like 1,000 miles away.
It's not even 900 miles away, Lana. You can drive from New Orleans to the Everglades in 13 hours. Archer and Lana aren't cut by even one shard of broken glass in this scene.
I would have been here sooner, but you stole my boat. Do you not understand how reservations work?
Making me remember all 88 minutes of the unfunny hell that is 2010's date night.
Reserve this, Treebeard.
Thinking a gun can in any way harm an ent.
Hi, Josh.
Hello, Lana.
You know each other?
I'm just as surprised, Archer. Josh was sitting very close to them on the plane and Lana never noticed him. She's supposed to be good at her job, right?
As a hired gun for the military-industrial complex.
The military-industrial complex refers to the people who make and profit from the guns and bullets and bombs, not the people who use them. Lana's just a spy. She benefits from the military-industrial complex, but she doesn't work for it. I thought you said you went to grad school.
Let me finish. Worse. Now, okay, see, you ruined it.
Aggravating alligators.
Do alligators alligate?
If you will excuse me!
Good day, sir.
As I've waited my entire life to say this exact phrase.
My name's Gator McCluskey.
That bathroom's like a war crime.
Did my duty for queen and country.
And hear that? What is that? What does that sound?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Is it as idiotic as your other plan?
I plan on that. No, my plan is for my plan to work.
Why do I have to carry the toilets?
You know why.
My face is your toilet.
Reserve this, Treebeard.
Tree? I am no tree.